Franco, thanks very much for coming on to Radio West Fife.
No problem at all. Thanks for having me. Good to be here.
Great, fantastic. And now it all kind of started with Franco and the Dreadnought after International Ones was dropped, unfortunately, by the record label that you were at because of the recession. Before that happened, did you ever seriously consider moving into Franco and the Dreadnought?
No, I'd always envisaged doing the band thing, and growing up, that was all I ever wanted to do, was to be in a band and be doing the recording and playing gigs and everything. But we got into such a stalemate with the record label. We ended up £150,000 in debt to a record label that there was just no way moving forward. So I had to leave, had to go solo, and never looked back. Really, it's been great. I think the fact I can go up to Scotland, play 5 shows in 4 nights, and do that independently. It's great. Love it.
So it was an opportunity to kind of get freedom from the sort of the shackles of the downside of being in a corporate record company, as it were. Absolutely,
and also freedom of buying. I mean, just correct you slightly. Franco the Dreadnought, it's just myself. The Dreadnought is actually my Martin acoustic guitar.
Oh right.
So it is just a total solo project, but it's great. I mean, I played at Rock Nest early in the year, could just fly up to Rock Nest, play a quick show, and go back all myself, all on my own steam. Great. Oh, it's been a great time, yeah.
Excellent. And I was reading some of the stuff that was on your website last night, and there was one little bit that I found absolutely curious, which was the Desmond Tutu approached you to write a song for Nelson Mandela. So could you just tell me a bit more about that, and how did Desmond Tutu come across your work?
This was a very bizarre phone call indeed. Desmond Tutu wants you to write a song for Nelson Mandela.
It's not the sort of phone call you get every day, of course, but
it really isn't. No, that was one of the really good things that did come about from our record label. They had some friends in very high places, and this new guy called Don Mullen, who does a lot of work in South Africa. Mm-hmm. He was a fan of the band, and he was friends with Tutu, and when Tutu wanted this song, actually Desmond Tutu approached U2, and U2 said they were a bit busy, and so he came to us.
Excellent, that was quite lucky then.
It was a great time, yeah. We got to meet Desmond Tutu, we got to perform this song at Britannia Stadium, which is Stoke City's home ground, for about 10,000 people there. That was a good show. And it was just a great experience all around, really.
And just tell us about the song itself. What is it supposed to signify? Is it specifically at Nelson Mandela, or is it just a celebration of life in general?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a celebration of his 90 years of life, because we did it as a gift to him for his 90th birthday. And I basically wrote the song full of Nelson Mandela quotes. I read his book, Long Walk to Freedom, astounding book, really is good. Just put as many of his words into the song as possible. And really pleased with how it came out. It's a great song. I enjoyed playing it live.
And did you ever get a chance to speak to Nelson himself?
We didn't know. Unfortunately, I've got a nice letter from Desmond Tutu hung on the bathroom wall, and I've had many, I think 3 or 4 really good meetings with Desmond himself. But we didn't meet the big man. I'm still holding out for that one.
Well, you never know. It might happen in the years to come. You never know.
Let's hope so. It'd be great, wouldn't it?
Maybe you'll get. Maybe who knows? Maybe you'll maybe get to write a song for his 100th birthday, possibly.
That'd be something special, wouldn't it, if you got to 100?
Very, very special and very significant. And and speaking about something very special and significant, just tell us the background behind the 6-track EP that you've recently released. And can you just tell me what gets your creative juices going when you actually write these songs? Because with every singer-songwriter, there's always a different sort of motivation and spark that allows them to create such great music.
Definitely. I feel for me that the spark is almost desperation, that I know I've got these great songs and I'm sort of dealing with frustration of like many other artists of my stature that I personally believe, and I'm proud to say a lot of my fans believe, that the music I'm making is a lot better than some of the stuff they play on the major radio stations. Mm-hmm. And yet trying to break through to that is proving quite difficult. I mean, we've been lucky with Last Man Standing, the Radio 1 have picked it up, and had plays on Q Radio and some of the other bigger names. So I'd say it's just constantly saying, well, I should be somewhere better than this, so I'm writing and fighting as hard as I can to be there.
Excellent, and of course, the internet will obviously help you, and it has helped to develop the unsigned scene over probably the last over 5+ years. Do you have like a special connection with your audience through the social media side of things? How do you get them involved in the process?
Massively so, yeah. I actually did some recording with a small independent label in London called The Animal Farm, and they provided me a girl called Jala, who has just been astounding on my social media. She's really got a good Facebook community going, and really, connected with the fans in a way that you couldn't do 10 years ago. And it's a whole new approach now. It really is. It's a different way of doing things in music, and I really feel that, like, I am more connected to those people. Hopefully, they're more connected to myself and music through all these things. So it's really positive. Really positive.
Excellent, and being the sort of the alternative to what goes on with the major record labels and with the usual artists, the mainstream artists, do you feel that you probably could connect better with your audience than what the mainstream artists could do?
Definitely, yeah. And I also think that thing of just getting on stage with an acoustic guitar in a busy crowded venue and just doing some nice finger picking and letting the whole place go quiet. Oh, just love it. It's a connection that's it's precious.
Mm-hmm. And just tell us about your EP as well. What are the themes behind it? What are the stories that you want to tell through your songs?
Yeah, well, I like to use a lot of creative imagery in writing, and this is a 6-track EP, which is basically just put together like new songs that I've written since going solo, and great. It's the impact it's had. It's brilliant. I just love the fact they're getting people's cars and they turn the engine on and the record's played.
Excellent.
It's great. I've through playing up at Rock Nest Festival as well. I met a great Scottish booking agent who's hooked me up this little tour. So it's just it's just exciting to be able to get on the road myself and play all these shows. I mean, I've been playing shows all over England for the last few months. Literally about four gigs a week, all over the place, and so to get to Scotland just for Christmas in the snow, can't wait.
I don't know if we can get snow. Well, we tried it like a few days ago, but it was only a slight sprinkling, unfortunately. So
I'm sure I'll bring the snow with me.
Well, if you can, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Not too much snow, mind, because we don't want to bring things to an absolute standstill. But have you actually been to Dunfermline before? Speaking of
PJ Molloys, great place. Actually did a similar tour to this earlier in the summer, so I've got quite familiar with the places and some of the promoters and the scene and that, and got some good friends and good starting to build a nice sort of fan base in Scotland. So it's great, to be able to reconnect with those people.
Nice one. Have you actually got a chance to visit Dunfermline itself, other than just doing the gig? Have you managed to go around the town a bit? Is there anything that strikes out to you that is a favourite place, maybe?
What I really enjoyed is the drive from Dunfermline to Dundee. Actually, would it be from Edinburgh to Dunfermline where you go over? Is it the Firth of Forth, the huge bridge that you go over?
Yes, it would be. I think, yeah.
Yeah, it was astounding driving over that in the sun. I'd never seen it before. It was absolutely beautiful. But yeah, unfortunately, I've not seen a great deal of town. Literally just driving in to do the show and then driving on to Dundee because that's where the next gig was.
Of course, yeah, you've got that later in the day as well, and then you're all the way back to, I think it's Bathgate for the last stop as well, so you're pretty busy over quite a few days. I don't know how you're going to do that, but are you expecting a huge turnout for those sort of gigs? Has there been tickets that have been sold out, that have been pre-sold, or is it just a case of you turn up and just enjoy the music?
Well, certainly for my shows in Hamilton, I've got a great little fan base up there, and I know that one was pretty packed out already. For the shows in Bathgate, I've got a good crowd there, and Dundee, I've got a few mates there which will be bringing the world and the dog. So there's going to be good shows. They're going to be packed. Yeah, really looking forward to it.
Excellent. So could you maybe just give us final details and maybe a quick recap of your gigs, particularly your Dunfermline gig that's coming up on the 22nd?
Yeah, totally. The tour starts on Thursday the 20th in Hamilton, and then Friday the 21st in Bathgate, PJ Molloys in Dunfermline, about 8:30 on the Saturday the 22nd, then on to Dundee for a show later that night, about 11 o'clock. and then back on Sunday the 23rd to play a show at Bathgate again before trying to get back home for Christmas Eve.
Fantastic! That is an incredibly busy schedule. And could you tell us how can we find out more, particularly if we want to go to these gigs, or maybe if we just want a little bit different, something to listen to during Christmas and New Year?
Yeah, absolutely. Probably best place to go is just to my Facebook site, which is just facebook.com/Franco Dreadnought. And yeah, all the tour dates are up there. Plus, there's a load of free downloads. You can get this music for free, and yeah, please share it around.
Now, so Franco, thank you very much for coming on to Radio West Fife and chat with Matt to talk about your music and your upcoming gigs.
Hey, my pleasure, mate. Thanks for having me.
Not at all. Thanks very much.